On the 1st of June 2020, peaceful protests against police brutality stemming from the street execution of George Floyd were attacked by rioting members of the NYPD. In the ensuing chaos, the citizens of New York took it upon themselves to expropriate the contents of some Lego stores, among other things. The Lego Group's reaction to this has been to pull all sets which contain any kind of representation of police from their website, from their stores, and I believe they've given instruction to other retailers to do likewise. Like other retailers who stock Lego. Now, some people look at this and they have decided that the only acceptable response to the expropriation of some Lego during a period of social upheaval is to embrace dictatorship and call in literal right-wing death squads to murder and disappear people. Remember, the word Lego is an abbreviation of the Danish leg godt, or play well. Apologies to Denmark, I really hope I didn't mangle anything there. I'm so sorry if I did. Now, you can't really have a good, thriving community if there are racists within it driving everybody away. If you are in a Facebook group dedicated to Lego, I know you have seen this kind of thing in the last couple of days. The Lego enthusiast community seems to have been besieged by white supremacists who want to get people murderously angry over the expropriation of some Lego. Begging for right-wing death squads doesn't sound like the kind of thing that counts as playing well in any capacity. And it's not just one or two bitter weirdos lurking in these groups, but what appears to be a sudden influx of people who are adamant that they are not racist, yet they only speak in racist dog whistles. Feels very astroturfy. But think about that. Allegedly grown adults are reacting to people expropriating Lego by calling for the mass murder of political opponents. They want to do an ethnic cleansing over literal toys. These same people, who are itching to engage in actual war crimes, will then go on to unironically say things to the effect of, "Looting isn't civilized. Oh no, won't someone think of the poor, poor windows?" And of course, that one half of the alt-right joke book, "God Emperor Trump will have you thrown from a helicopter for being an Antifa." Now, first off, it should be clear to everybody by now that things have evolved far beyond just securing justice for George, as paramount as that may be, and as critically important as that is. It's for all of the fallen now. Second, Lego is a big company, they have insurance. I'm sure they'll be just fine, in spite of some property damage and some lost stock. Third, and this is the point of the video, I would like to remind folks of the 1977 New York blackout and its effect on music. On the 13th of July, 1977, lightning strikes on the Buchanan South substation and various power lines plunged all of New York into darkness. Rich folks who were partying in the World Trade Center were given vast quantities of champagne. Middle-class neighborhoods had block parties, and the poorer neighborhoods, they had the roughest go of it. Popular expropriations began pretty much as soon as folks realized that the power was out citywide. Many people upgraded their furniture and appliances that night. Aspiring and struggling DJs in lower-income neighborhoods also took advantage of the situation. They acquired equipment that they needed to realize their capabilities as artists. Equipment that they otherwise had no access to. After the blackout, there was an explosion of DJ crews in New York. It went from being like a few DJs in a neighborhood to DJs everywhere, far as the eye could see, basically. What the mainstream media is referring to as looting, what I've been calling popular expropriation, that gave us hip-hop, and humanity is all the better for it. Never mind time traveling to kill baby Hitler. Sorry, Jeb. Time travel to ensure that the 1977 blackout happens in every timeline, in opposition to the efforts of pearl-clutching time Karens who would attempt to prevent it. Now, with that in mind, and without getting into specifics because I'm not an economist, I'm a shitposter, most folks who collect or want to collect Lego know it is expensive. The entire world knows that the US has a notoriously terrible pandemic relief plan of a single $1,200 check that you're lucky to get if somebody else doesn't get it first. After the Minneapolis Uprising and the emptying out of Target, goods were redistributed to folks in need on basis of mutual aid. Expropriated Lego could be distributed in a similar fashion. How many people look at other people's builds on various forms of social media and go, I could do that if only the cost of living didn't render having hobbies a functional impossibility? These revolts will likely have done more to expand the Lego enthusiast community than any movie tie-in ever could, than any video game ever could, than any TV show could. Sure, Lego based off of popular intellectual properties can look cool. It's useful for representing cosplayers in a city build, but it does nothing if it's just collecting dust on a shelf or sitting in storage, because people can't afford it. I, for one, welcome the surge of new Lego enthusiasts and builders that the ACAB spring will give humanity. Solidarity. Be safe, be well, and be excellent to each other.